Hello, good morning, or good evening, whenever you are watching this. I hope you are doing well. My name is Catherine, and today we are playing Reread, Rewrite, or Burn. This game works is I have put 30 titles that I've read this year into this little, it's actually a candle holder, but I'll be choosing 3 titles out of here, and I have to choose which one I want to reread, rewrite, and burn. It's basically FMK, but with books. I originally saw this over on Hailey Hughes' channel. I thought it looked like so much fun. So what is happening? I thought it looked like so much fun. So here we are. Round 1. First book is We Hunt the Flame by Hafsa Faizal. I remember really enjoying this book, although it was a little slow-paced for my taste. Book 2, Roaring. So this was a book that I got off of NetGalley as an ARC to review. I enjoyed it, but I felt like it was a little bit too insta-lovey for me. And book number 3 is Under the Tuscan Sun. This book I wasn't a huge fan of. I just don't think that talking about repainting a wall for like 10 pages is that interesting. We already know which one I am going to burn. I'm sorry. I love the movie that is based off of it, but that book was not for me. Between Roaring and We Hunt the Flame, I feel like I would rewrite Roaring. There's just like a few things that if I changed it to fit me better, I would have like absolutely loved it. I mean, it's 1920s and mythology. Those 2 things are my jam. And then I would reread We Hunt the Flame. Even though it was a bit slow paced for me, I thought that the world building and the overall like magic system was beautiful. Round 2. Let's go with this one. Stay Gold by Tobley McSmith. Ooh, okay. This book I had a lot of issues with. On one hand, I love the representation. I love that it was an own voices novel. I think that there definitely needs to be more of that. On the other hand, I had so many problems with the characters. I didn't like any of the characters. And when I say I didn't like any of the characters, I mean none of them. Book 2, The Little Prince. I already know that's gonna be a reread. And last, Fable. Oh, okay. So I am gonna say reread The Little Prince. Fable is a book that I absolutely adore. I gave it 5 stars. Overall, there's nothing that I would say needs to be rewritten to make it better for me. Maybe a little bit more action. I think I'm gonna say rewrite just because I can't rewrite The Little Prince. It's perfect the way it is. And then burn Stay Gold. I'm so sorry. I just did not vibe with this book. Round 3. I feel like I'm playing bingo right now. 10 Things I Hate About Pinky. A super cute YA contemporary romance. Unravel the Dusk. Okay, so this is the sequel to Spin the Dawn. I felt there was a lot to be desired from the sequel. And Instant Karma. Oh no. Instant Karma by Marissa Meyer. It's a book I enjoyed. However, there was a certain element of magic, basically the ability that our main character had to give instant karma, that I felt was not explored enough. Out of all of these, and again, when I say burn a book, because these 3 are books that I all thoroughly enjoyed. So burn a book doesn't necessarily mean it's a bad book. It's just not the best out of these 3. Reread 10 Things I Hate About Pinky. There isn't really anything from that book that I have any huge issues with. I think it's adorable. I think it fulfilled what it was there to fulfill. Unravel the Dusk. I'm gonna rewrite because I feel like if it added the perspective of, Princess Sarnai, I believe is her name. If it added that perspective, I felt it would have been fascinating. And Instant Karma, unfortunately, is the one I'm gonna have to burn. Again, nothing against Instant Karma. It just wasn't the strongest out of these 3. What is this, round 4? I lost track again. We have, The Diviners. I can't imagine anything is gonna beat that one. Josh and Hazel's Guide to Not Dating by Christina Lauren. This book I enjoyed. The main character was Hazel. She was very like manic pixie dream girl, but I did like the aspect where she like very much acknowledged it and was like, I am kind of weird. I like these weird things. Yes, I come across as manic pixie dream girl, and all these guys think that. All these guys have seen me as manic pixie dream girl, and then once they like actually get into a relationship, they're like, oh no, she is too much. I hated the ending. I thought the ending was so weird. And last, American Royals. Oh, okay. American Royals is one of those books where I really liked some of the perspectives, and other perspectives, aka Daphne, I can't stand her. Also, there was like some really cool political intrigue in the book that I felt like was kind of overshadowed by the romance, and I get that it's a romance book, but I feel like we could have seen more of the political intrigue and it would have been just as good. I am gonna say, of course, no one, if you are familiar with my channel at all, if not, hi, I love The Diviners. Reread that. Which is the most savable? Feel like rewrite American Royals. Add a little bit more of that political intrigue. I don't change Daphne's character to not just be about marrying the prince. So rewrite American Royals, and unfortunately burn Josh and Hazel's Guide. Round, I don't know, because I don't know how to count. First one is Song of Achilles. Again, that is a book that I can't imagine any other book beating. Jack of Hearts and Other Parts. Ooh, this was a book I read at the beginning of quarantine, and I really enjoyed it. It was a little bit of a like mystery-esque type book. We Set the Dark on Fire. Oh, okay. This book, I'm trying to remember. From what I remember, I just wanted more from the characters. Yeah, the characters didn't do it for me. So out of these three, of course, reread Song of Achilles. That book, it ruined me. It hurt me so much. Rewrite Jack of Hearts. And finally, We Set the Dark on Fire. Gonna have to burn it. First is Hunted by Megan Spooner. This is a Beauty and the Beast retelling. It was good. Could it have been better? Absolutely. But it was good. The Good Luck Girls. I love this book. I don't know what it is about like sort of westerns, like books that take place in the Wild West. They're so cool. And oh, Sherwood by Megan Spooner. Okay, so we have two Megan Spooners and The Good Luck Girls. And then I have to say, reread The Good Luck Girls. Again, just I love the characters. I love the setting. Out of the two Megan Spooner books that I read, I definitely like read Sherwood first, and I really enjoyed it, which is why I picked up Hunted, because I was like, oh, I really enjoyed this book. I want to read her other stories. Hunted, again, really good, really solid. Out of these two, and then I have to go with rewrite for Sherwood, and then unfortunately burn Hunted. I don't want to burn it. It was a really, really good book. First, we have A Beautifully Foolish Endeavor by Hank Green. I love this book. I just really love Hank Green's writing. Incendiary. So this book, I feel like is a very solid start to a series. Unfortunately, I felt like a lot more could have happened. And Battle of the Labyrinth. Oh, this one is my favorite of the original Percy Jackson. Okay, reread A Beautifully Foolish Endeavor. Out of these, I am gonna say rewrite Battle of the Labyrinth. I feel like it could get rewritten with a little bit better representation. And then unfortunately burn Incendiary. I still literally, the vlog where I was reading this, I could not say the title of this book, and I still can't apparently. Gonna have to burn Incendiary, unfortunately. First we have Capturing the Devil by Carrie Maniscalco. This was the last book in the Stalking Jack the Ripper series. I remember this being like a solid ending. It could have focused a little bit less on the romance. We have Crier's War. This book, I wanted to like it a lot more than I did, but one of the main characters, she just annoyed me. Dear Hailey, Love Elaine. Again, wanted to like it a lot more than I did. I had like a magic element to it that just made no sense. It didn't really add to the story. Unfortunately, I think this is the one I'm gonna have to burn. Out of these two, I would say Rewrite Crier's War. I'm trying to think which one needs more rewriting. No, you know what? Rewrite Capturing the Devil. Make it not as romance heavy, or like make it better woven into the plot. Reread Crier's War, because I feel like if I reread it now, it might be a little bit better. I was also reading this at the very beginning of quarantine, so my focus wasn't great then. All right, the last three. Ooh, Yes, No, Maybe So, Becky Albertalli, my love, and Aisha Seed. So with this one, this is like kind of my least favorite Becky Albertalli that I've read. The romance was interesting. Oh, Call Down the Hawk, first book in the Ronan Lynch spinoff series. I freaking love Ronan Lynch. He is a disaster and I love him. And last, My Calamity Jane. This is a book that I read for the reading rush. I really loved it. Okay, so unfortunately, I feel like this is terrible, but I think I'm gonna burn Yes, No, Maybe So. Again, not because it's a bad book, but out of the three of these, I feel like it's the least solid. I'm gonna burn a Becky Albertalli book. Oh my god. We're gonna move on quickly from that. Here's the thing. I feel like Call Down the Hawk was a little slow paced for me. However, that is also the nature and the writing style of Maggie Stiefvater. Like, I feel like if you took out that sort of pacing, it wouldn't really be a Maggie Stiefvater book. And the way that it, like, the way it goes back and forth, and the way there's times where you don't really know what's going on. My Calamity Jane was like a book that like immediately drew me in, and I love the writing style of this as well. I love the satirical nature of these books. Reread My Calamity Jane and Rewrite Call Down the Hawk. There's just a couple things, like the pacing, that could have definitely been picked up. And there you go. So that was my reread, rewrite, or burn. It wasn't as hard as I thought it was going to be. Honestly, I feel like all of them, it was pretty clear which ones were like my more favorite books. There were definitely a few where it hurt me to burn them, but I can recognize even books that I love, they aren't as strong as other books. So there you go. If you like this video, please be sure to give it a thumbs up. If you want to see more videos like this, be sure to hit subscribe. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day, and until next time, bye!